Respected Chair Mr. Muhammad Ibrahim, Secretary of Local Government Division, special guest, Her Excellency Ms. Alexandra Berg von Linde, the Ambassador of Sweden. Another special guest, Ms. Emma Bingham, representative of UNICEF, Dr. Bura, representative of World Health Organization, Chief Engineer of Public Health Engineering Department, Mr. Sharwar, and keynote presentation have been given by Dr. Tanbir Ahmed, Professor of WET. It was a very excellent one. We have given the recognition, and later on, Dr. Mujibur. He is also a very legendary person in Bangladesh. On many occasions, he also participated and give us his valuable speeches. Anyway, today he also moderated. Dear audience, ladies and gentlemen, dear journalists, every year, Bangladesh also celebrating the World Water Day. And this year also, our Public Health Engineering Department have taken the initiative for holding this seminar. And I express my thanks to the Swedish Embassy, UNICEF and World Health Organization, those who expanded the financial cooperation and technical and know-how for holding this occasion. Actually, at this moment, if I like to say, the whole world is in a state of war for water. It is my personal perception. I don't know, but Mr. Tanvir, when he was giving delivery of his speech, he also pointed out some specified issues about the Israel, about the water, and Ukraine and Russia, many else. But in last 2 days back, the UN have selected the very good slogan, that is water for peace. So this is the very right slogan from my perception for this time. We are the country, the downstream country, we are the country of the downstream of the Himalaya coast. And also in the bank of the Bay of Bengal. So we have the opportunity for a lot of sweet water from harvesting, because Bangladesh is a riverine country. Most of the river source is the harvesting country, India and China and nearby other countries. So this is the opportunity, but misfortunately nowadays whole over the world are working hard to scale up their economic status, to fulfill their desire, to fulfill the expectation of their peoples. So this is why agriculture, once they are bootstrapping the agriculture, there is a lot of water is required. And then for the economic, densely economic generation, they need the industrialization. So everybody is set up in huge industry, and industry also need the water. So agriculture, industrial, domestic, and everywhere there is huge requirement of water. And Bangladesh, we are the actually country, those who are extremely suffering under poverty. So under the leadership of our father, National Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, we achieved the independence. And before that, we were seriously suffering under poverty. We had a lot of food crisis. We did not have the employment, and the people was miserably suffering their daily life. So, father of the nation, he fought a lot of sacrifices, and in exchange of that, we have achieved this country. So, I am taking the chance to express my humble respect to the father of the nation, and as well as I pray for his departed soul to be in peace. Anyway, our hope and expectation was that this country will be scaled up as a developed country. But after that, we lost the father of the nation, and then after a long interval, we get our present Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, the daughter of our father of the nation. So, after taking the stars, she also sketched the roadmap. How could we can fulfill the dream of our independence and fulfill the aspiration of the common people. So this destination is a developed country. So once we, for the developed country, she made a roadmap, and then we are walking in the roadmap. So accordingly that, as because we are target, we will go developed country. So once developed country, because we are everybody we are the 100 years we are suffering the food deficiency. So we could never ever produce the food for our own domestic requirement. But this 15 years continuously our Prime Minister, she is in power, and within these 50 years we are growing food from our own indigenous sources, and we never require to import the basic food grain. So this is status whenever to fulfill, to reach up to this level, lot of issues has to be addressed, lot of requirement has to be fulfilled, including fertilizer, insecticides, machinery, automation, water supply. So huge water supply has to be ensured, and electricity, there are many things else. And in the same time we realize, our Prime Minister has realized that once yet we have a huge people, for such a huge people, densely employment scope has to be generated. It is only we can depend on the industrialization. So only industry can meet this demand. So for industrialization, huge water is required. In the agriculture and industrial and the domestic consumption have been raised. So everywhere there is a huge water requirement as well as water. Also there is a counter course is that the water is polluting. So all these things we have to take in cognizance to actually to address how could we can retain our required water and such. And though our country was the riverine country, I think 20 years, 30 years, 40 years back, the upstream country do not withdraw the water for their own consumption. But this time also, our peoples in the rural area and urban area, they are suffering for the water. In compared to this time, actually in present position, you see, our water supply in the urban area and the rural area much more in improvement status. In Dhaka city, I think 15 years back, the 60% people was not getting the adequate water for their daily requirement. So now we are ensuring the water, but because we are ensuring the water for the dwellers of the Dhaka city, as well as Chittagong, Rajshahi, Khulna, and all other cities, because the country economic status is going up, so people's expectation is going up, and the requirement in all, not only water, everything is going up. So we have to actually are liable, we are committed to fulfill their demand. But once we want to go to fulfill the demand only about the water, I like to say that water, actually the upstream water is growing, and in the same time we are consuming huge water, and water is also polluting. So there is a big challenge for the working for that. Our DPAC and WASA, they are working very appreciable status compared to the earlier. the rural, that is, so far I know about the status at this moment, 98% more water coverage have been ensured. So 98% water coverage is ensured, but I think in the same time there is a huge water also using for the sewerage, that many things else. So nowadays I think we have to think over. We are not only thinking, we are taking the project, we are working for that to ensure the water, to secure, to make the water, whatever water we are using, that we have to be ensured that this water will not be that much polluted. Industrial huge consumption is there, but industrial dying and many things else, the water is there, whatever residue they are delivering, all these are contaminating our water. So these things actually we are collectively working. So anyway, I am not required to deliver many things else, because everything is those who have delivered this piece, national and international, they have covered many things else, and everything is, once I go much more to deliver, then it will be, seems to be repeating. So anyway, but one thing is that this is Bangladesh and the whole over the world. This is our planet. So the war is polluting the world, but we are undone. We could not do. The 70 years war, or 70, 80 years war in Israel and Gaza is continuing. But we are claiming we are the very high-profile leaders are leading the world, but yet we could not settle this problem. Gaza people is a human being, and Israel people also. Why we could not be sit over there and to solve the problem? Once we are telling we are very much optimistic about the humanity. So if you are so much humanitarian people are leading the world, so where is this humanitarian activities? Why you could not do anything else? Because there is some sort of the misery is there, might be. Otherwise, why these people will suffer? Ukraine war also is continuing last 2-3 months. So war is not only polluting the water, it is also polluting the air. We are inhaling this air every day and contaminating our whole physiology. So what will be the consequences? So we must have to think about, I think, like this way, that all these things, once we are very humanitarian, so we must have to be very cautiously give our attention for solving all these problems. So anyway, about the water, from Bangladesh part, there is a lot of, I think, achievement here, lot of, but challenges here. So all these challenges, I being a local government minister, last 5 years I have served this ministry, and as because the water is mostly dependent, mostly wholly dependent on this ministry, and it is the responsibility of this ministry to ensure the water in urban and rural and industrial, whatever it is. We are trying our best for doing that. Actually, as because there is a good numbers of native intellectuals have been joined, those who have expertization of the water. Bangladesh, though it is a riverine country, but according to my perception, whatever I have studied, and through whenever I am performing my responsibility, I have seen that actually most of the river water is not sustainable for, because we have a commitment for SDG 2030, we have to shift to 70% on the surface water. But where is the source of the surface water? Because all surface water treatment plant is very costly. So once we set up this plant, but it will not work. You see in Chittagong city, nowadays it is a dry season and upstream water is not coming from the Kaptai. Kondofuli river water from upstream it is not coming. They do not have the much water. So the saline water is intuition, is penetrating. Because of that, they cannot operate their treatment plant. So, but according to my perception, not, but it is true. There is no alternative water source other than this Kornogudi river. There is Halda river and this is branches. So, and there is a huge industry also there. And we are going to set up many industries. So what will be the ultimately consequences of industries? And the dwellers of the Chiang city, where from they will get the water? We do not have any sources. So about the South Bengal, Faridpur, Khulna and many other areas. And in lean season, in dry season, the people for domestic consumption, personal consumption, they are not getting the water. But as because the communication system has been developed, and I am watching that many industries is going to be set up there. Once the industry will set up, huge water will be required. What is the sources? So at this, I think all the actually expert, the academia from Buet and many other where. So I think we collectively has to think now, where we have a potential source of water which is sustainable. So all that, so that as our secretary is sharing with me, transboundary water. Singapore is importing the water, and many other countries. Greece is importing from the Romania. Many countries are importing water from other countries. The transboundary water supply there. So in Bangladesh, but we have to think whether we can develop a network, water network, the grid line. We have a gas grid line. We are supplying the gas through the grid line, and we are supplying the electricity through the grid line. So I think this is the time is, we are in such a status. We have to think like this way. This is why I have once taken the initiative because once I was with the good numbers of the diplomat and the MD of the WASA, he organized, I go to visit the Meghna River, and through the traveling I learned that there is a huge source of water. Only Meghna River is the good source of water, where is the huge water. It is I think it is a sustainable water. So this is why I am thinking about. I thought, and I have taken a program for withdrawing the water from here to the Mireshwara. And now there is any other source, if we can identify which is a defendable source, where from we can cover whole over Bangladesh. So these kinds of I think we have to from on and now we start to study, and then later on might be we can so we will not be seriously suffer the shortage of the water, and all our development activities will not be shut down in course of time if we could for the shortage of the water. So in conclusion, I express my heartiest thanks all the dais and audience and the journalists, those who are covering and disseminating the message to the common people that we are working for the water. So once the peoples could know, so collectively working, academia, political peoples, and national, international bodies, we are working, then the peoples will be courageous and they will come forward to assist, to extend their cooperation. Finally, I would like to say the water for the peace. It is a very unique slogan, and we have to work for that. It has a fantastic explanatory meaning. So I think all the community of the whole of the world has to be actually be ensured and rethink all about that. In a state of war, we have to do peace for the sake of this planet, for the sake of the humanity. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.